Pick James Harden up at half court, and he gets a screen, and now the big's got to guard him above 3-point line or at 3-point line. He's at his mercy.
The Heat lost to Boston in 22, made it in 23. Boston lost to the Heat in 23, made it in 24. Indy lost to Boston in 24, made it in 25.
Wow.
The Knicks lost to Indy in 25, made it in 26.
But this is the year, because if they don't get it this year, that Larry is living in the West for the next fucking decade.
Yeah, Willis Reed is the greatest Knick now.
Yeah. Won an MVP as a Knick. To me, Danny, this is the first time the Spurs, this game 5 specifically in the playoffs, that the Spurs showed their age as a group.
You signed the players back. You got to the Eastern Conference Finals. Now, that's not overreact. You got there. People forget they had a one-day turnaround after 2.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the latest edition of No Fouls Given, presented by DraftKings. Of course, as always, I'm Big Waz, joined by my co-hosts, NBA champions and legends, Paul Pierce, Danny Green. As always, we have an incredible show for you guys tonight. But first, make sure you go download the DraftKings Sportsbook app immediately and use the promo code NFG at sign-out. Let's get right into tonight's show. The San Antonio Spurs, Oklahoma City Thunder, Game 5. OKC at home wins Game 5, 127-114 to take a 3-2 lead, a commanding or decisive, which word are we using? 3-2 lead in this series. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander scored 32 points. Alex Caruso led another strong bench effort with 22. Jared McCain getting the call with Jalen Williams and H.A. Mitchell, both still sidelined, scored 20 in his first playoff start. Chet Holmgren had a strong performance with 16 and 11 rebounds. Hartenstein chipped in with 12 points, 15 rebounds, and his customary really good defense. OKC scored 40 points in the second quarter to take control and kept the lead the rest of the way. Didn't really get threatened after they built that lead. If you were watching this and doing a second screen thing, the internet is going nuts.
Yeah.
Some of the calls.
There was a couple possessions that were back to back.
The lack of goaltending.
The goaltending, which led to a foul. They got free throws. Then it was out of bounds.
The out of bounds
Chet's
where
foot.
It went off of
That led to a technical foul.
They didn't challenge in time.
They tried to get the challenge. They didn't give him the challenge.
No, the out of bounds that Hartenstein hit, they went to the jump ball.
Yeah, they ended up getting the jump ball back, but it was a lot of possessions that was shaky as hell.
Sure.
That was like,
He
but that doesn't.
He didn't get the.
Yeah, they didn't get the challenge.
Right.
That doesn't. Again, it's a 13-point win. Like, it could have changed some of the flow of it. They had a chance to come back, but like you said, OKC was in control of this game the whole way through, and it's because of, as you see, rebounding. They got out rebounded. Chet came to play finally. Isaiah Hartenstein, 15 rebounds. That's clutch. And those other guys hooped. Like, Spurs is supposed to be one of the best teams in the business at playing without fouling. And now some of them were BS calls, but Shai had 17 free throws. He wasn't in rhythm, but I think he had like 17 in the first half. It got him in rhythm by hitting him that many free throws. Like, he wasn't shooting efficient to start.
He couldn't make a shot.
He wasn't shooting efficient to start, but he still had like 15, 20, because he had so many free throws. You kept putting him at the free throw line. And those other guys showed up. But I said OKC those guys stepped up the way they should. They had control of this game. The calls were kind of BS, but that happens sometimes. You know what I'm saying? I've been a part of it. P's been a part of it.
Hell, the Spurs been a part of it. Game 4, they got a great whistle. You know what I mean? Game 1, they got a great whistle. Like, they've gotten... Look, man, I understand, Paul, that, like, we watch this stuff in super slow-mo.
Yeah.
And there's been all of this chatter about OKC and the calls that they get and all of that stuff. But it's hard for me to be like, the Spurs are losing this series because the refs have not been favorable enough to them.
No, I mean, I think you got to expect that, especially, You're up. You're up in OKC's house.
Right.
Like, man, coach, don't expect no calls.
Yeah.
Don't just drill that in our head, because if you don't expect it, when you get it, it's a bonus. So you got to play through all that. You can't get frustrated with the fouls. You know it. You know what it is. You know what it is. But the thing is that OKC just has a better understanding of the moment.
Yes.
Right now.
Sense of urgency.
Because they've been here.
Yeah.
They didn't look rattled. They hit in the mouth in game 4, and they was like, all right, we're going back home. Don't worry, we good. And they responded like they should. I thought San Antonio came out kind of just too cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, Wemby only took like 4 shots in the
sense of urgency, bro.
First half, in the first half, something like that. Yeah. It wasn't like, hey, we could put a stranglehold right now on the series if we get this win and then go back home and close it out. I didn't see that. I saw the first couple minutes of the game, but they've come out to a good start every game pretty much. And they let go of the rope. And then that's when OKC, like I say, they put you in that headlock and they don't let go. And they wear you down all the way to the end.
To me, Danny, this is the first time the Spurs, this game 5 specifically in the playoffs, that the Spurs showed their age.
Yeah.
As a group. When you talk about the guards, Castle and Harper, they've played beyond their years, leading up to this. But, like, the way they're just spraying the ball all around.
Man.
Like, the turnovers were just killer between both of them. Yeah. And then to me, like, this is what folks got to understand about any strategy you use in the NBA, especially in the conference finals. You're playing against the best teams in the league. There's going to be drawbacks to your approach. So you're doing this super aggressive, pressuring up on Shea, 94 feet. Yeah, you know what? You're going to wear him down. He's not making shots. He's out of rhythm. Cool. Sometimes you're fouling this guy 50 feet from the basket and sending him to the free throw.
Castle did it twice.
Like, it comes with consequences. Like, you got the positives from it, but I think there's some negatives to it too, where, like Paul said, the moment, it's just kind of like these guys are not understanding time, possession, situation as clearly as it feels like the Thunder do.
Yeah, I think it showed glaringly tonight, but they've shown it in spurts or random phases throughout the playoffs. Like, we've seen a little bit of moments in Portland where they were playing from behind. We've seen some moments in Minnesota. It was like, you guys are the better team. They're showing some age. Right now, it's showing even more. It's the biggest stage. There's only 3 teams left now. When you have a night like that from Champagne, you got to win. You can't let Alex Caruso get 8 free throws. Again, I don't understand this, maybe because I haven't been a little outdated, but, like, when we played certain guys, we could pick up full court, but once we got to the half-court line, our pickup points, we don't need to guard him.
Yeah.
We pick James Harden up at half court, and he gets a screen, and now the big's got to guard him above the three-point line or at the three-point line. He's at his mercy. Like, we want to shrink the floor. We pick him up one step above 3 and make sure when he gets screened, now the big can guard him underneath the free throw line and in. You know what I'm saying? Like, he has a better chance of recovering. Yeah. So maybe there's some other analytics that I don't know, or some other numbers that I don't know why they keep picking people up this high and chasing them. But you have better chance of fouling them, and he has a better chance of running by you and your bigs that far out on the floor. So I don't understand part of it. Some of the fouls were BS. I seen Jalen Williams run straight into Keldon Johnson and then fall and flop. Like, we've seen some flopping happen. But some of the fouls, again, you can be physical. You know Shea, how he is. He's smart with how he does things. He's going to be, crafty. So you can't just be, like, all up in his grill and be physical. Like, he's going to get a foul on you. So you got to be smarter in that sense. Fox struggled. Hopefully he'll bounce back. But, again, the free throws, Jeremy McCain took damn near 20 shots. Not a great percentage, but you got to limit his shots. Like, he should not be getting 19 up comfortably. He scored 20, 22 points.
I mean, he's
7 for 19.
He's
but
a bit of a gunner, though. Like,
Philly's kicking themselves right now.
He's gonna.
He is a gunner, but this kid, even though he's shooting it, he's gonna find a getaway. But, like,
yeah, they gotta cut his
either limit it
off.
or cut it, like, something. Yeah. But the way he's playing right now, he's making Philly look crazy for trading him. Like,
oh my gosh,
you know what I'm saying? Like, he right now, VJ's a great player, but he's playing.
Minutes started in a conference finals game against either the second or first best defense in the NBA, and just been an amazing contributor.
Like, right now, he's looking like we should have kept, like, he
can
play
so
high.
So maybe.
VJ
Okay,
Edgecombe,
great.
like
Dude,
right now,
dude,
VJ's a good player and he had a good playoffs. But like the way he's playing, it's like you should have kept this kid around. And he's a young, youthful foundation when you move forward from Paul George and Joel Embiid. But but again, great player, but he should not be getting off like that. Like Alex Caruso, I guess you don't expect him to go 4 for 8 from 3. He's 29% on the season. But he shows up in the playoffs, right? He's one of the best role players in the league because of this. He shows up in the big moments.
Free throw line 8 times, which is huge.
They got to find ways. And it mainly starts with Wemby. He got to bring it, bro. If he don't hoop, they don't have a chance.
You know what? I watched this game, and this is what I would do if I'm the San Antonio Spurs. They always obviously tell the teams I play for, the guys, there's going to be a moment in the game to where if we're down, we're going to get back in the game.
Yeah.
There's going to be good teams always find ways to get back in the game. You know those teams, you came back, and the thing about when you have that moment, you have to take advantage of it. The third quarter, they had that moment. They had OKC pushed the lead to 20 points. They brought it down to 8 points. When they got it to 8, it kept going to 8 to 10. And that's the moment where it can go either way, and it did. But the one thing they didn't do, they didn't get the offensive rebounds. They turned it over. Every time they had that moment, they had that. So if I'm San Antonio, I'm going back and I'm going to say, look, guys, this was our moment right here. We got it to 10, offensive rebound, kick out for 3. We got it to 8, offensive rebound. They did that a couple times. We got it to 8, turnover, come down, score 3. And that's the moment where you got to get the rebound. You can't turn it over if you want to get back in the game, especially on the road against the defending champs. But to their credit, they gave themselves a chance because when they got to 20, I was like, oh, this game is over. Then they came back with a 13-0 run or something like that. I was like, okay, they're going to fight. But they have to understand when that moment comes, they got to seize those moments.
Yeah, and, it's crazy. The ups and downs and the ebbs and flows of it. I just think San Antonio's offense is having issues right now. And I feel like it's been, even the game 4 they won, they scored 93 points, and OKC just basically.
Well, how many they had tonight? 117?
They had 114, but a lot of that was the garbage time and whatever, super high pace and all of that. It's just their offense isn't generating as clean a looks as often as OKC is right now. And, some of it is on the guards, quite frankly. They're young guys, and De'Aaron Fox is not a spring chicken. Some of it is on him, but some of it is on Wemby as well in terms of he's not getting deep position. At this point, he doesn't really have a go-to move yet where it's like, all right, this is the shot that I'm constantly trying to get to, on every possession whenever I get the ball. And so, their offense can sometimes just lack the continuity and the flow that OKC has been able to develop over the course of 3 years. Yeah. They lost in the second round 2 years ago. They win the championship last year. They're in the conference finals this year. So you see they've built all of these habits. Yeah. And the fact that J-Dub and AJ Mitchell, their second best player, and AJ Mitchell who's emerged as probably their third most important ball handler. Yeah. Both of these guys are out, and they could win a playoff game this comfortably.
And you allow them to get 127 points. I think it's more their defense than that. The offense, yes.
It is the defense. That second quarter, they gave up 40 points.
Yeah, that's tough, too.
Come on.
You can't let
in the playoffs.
A team without those two guys get 127 points? No. He's shooting 47.7 from 3 this postseason. 18% higher than regular season. Bruh.
That's crazy.
That's the biggest jump.
That's Landry Shamet-esque.
In history. Yeah, Landry only missed 1 3 the whole series.
In the whole conference finals.
Bruh.
Yeah, and so now and another thing I wanted to shout out is just the non-Shea OKC guys besides Jared McCain. We talk about Caruso getting up a bunch of threes. Lou Dort early had some nice drives where he's taking it off the dribble and getting it to the rack.
Which is crazy. They're a +9 with him off the floor. OKC minutes with Shea off the floor, like they're +9 without him. That just goes to show you how good those other
Right.
guys.
Caruso out here looking like 2007 Robert Ory.
Yeah,
It's crazy, dude.
No, is that 2007?
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah, right?
It might have been a little bit before that.
No,
but yeah.
no. When Robert was in San Antonio, when he was
Yeah, it
playing
might have
Detroit,
been- it might have been
when he went Jordan-esque off Detroit in the finals.
Yeah, nah, for real. And
Yo.
That was 2007.
Shea-
Yeah, but I think it was 2007. Yeah.
being able to score against little guys, like, bro, they gonna put these guards on you.
He's finally being
Come on, man. Like,
demonstrative.
you should be able to get a clean shot from 12 feet away, and you can make that shot. You
Even
know?
Isaiah Hartenstein, when Wemby's going to double, he ducking in. He's like,
Yeah.
he's forcing it. Like, y'all gonna have to guard us down here. They're gonna get a hook shot. He's hitting that damn floater from everywhere.
Yeah, and again, what I'll say about San Antonio, too, their super aggressive stuff on the perimeter, Shea had, like, especially in the first half, he was turning the ball over like crazy.
Yeah.
He looked
They
insanely
played
uncomfortable.
great first half defense on them.
You know what I mean?
For the
And
most
so
part.
Yeah.
You can't argue with every single part of the result.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But, now they're back against the wall. It's basically win or go home from here on out for these guys. And, we'll see how they respond at home.
see what
I
they
don't know
made
what
of.
you think they'll be able to do at home, Danny.
We're gonna see what they're made of. I think Wemby, I expect him to come out tonight with that type of energy. I fully expect him to bounce back. Like,
Yeah,
he's
he
a superstar.
gotta-
Especially at home, those other guys, but he's gotta be the guy.
He
from start to finish.
starts with the ball too far out.
Yeah.
And people are saying he has to get on the block. No, he don't even have to get on the block. That's not even his game.
Elbows.
Elbows.
Malone
That's
area.
where I think he's most effective, to where he could be a passer, one or two dribbles to the
Or
basket,
not even dribbling, just
raise
shoot.
up.
Yeah.
But he has to get it at the free throw line area where it's hard to double, and he could be effective in one or two dribbles.
Yeah. Yeah. He was 0 for 6 tonight from 3, I think. But yeah, either the elbow or Malone spot. That Karl Malone spot is that down the lane baseline elbow extended, whereas then he's starting just wait 0 for 5.
4 for 15 from the field, 0 for 5.
They got him some free throws. He had 12 free
Definitely
throws.
his worst game of the series, for sure. They still got to the, again, Stephon Castle saying, "Oh, we don't get to be as physical as them." You got to the line 8 times. Wemby got to the line 12 times. Your team got to the line 32 times.
How many?
Y'all getting
OKC get?
calls,
What did
bro.
OKC get? 40 what? How many free throws OKC got? 38. Okay. Yeah, 32
Like,
38. Yeah. Differential.
this idea that they're getting to be way more physical than y'all. I don't know. I don't watch Wemby and think like, oh, he don't get foul calls, like, or Castle. And again, Castle puts his head down, he gets to the rack. He's been rewarded with free throws. So
I think it's the first game he actually got a couple of them, because most times they watch him just fall, like they be letting people fuck him up.
Excuse me.
Bless you. Bless you. They do. They be letting people fuck him up. And mind you, he gets flicked on deep. Like, again, you know how OKC is, bro. But hopefully we see some clean, better, because the game was some moments where it's boring. There was a lot of whistles and free throws. And they scored a lot of points for that happening. But we want to see a up and down play, like good basketball, just hoop, and then hopefully get a good game in San Antonio. The last 2 games anyway. We said this was going 7, right?
So you guys think they'll get it? They'll get them.
I think it does go 7. You know the beautiful thing about great players, when the series gets to about 6, 7, and you see Wemby struggle, I always found myself, the longer the series, the better I was going to get. Because I'm going to figure this shit out at some point. I'm going to figure how y'all running defense at me. I'm going to figure out what y'all doing. And by the time you get to 7, you're like, all right, I done had, some game set. All right, I got it figured out now. This defense, I done got reps. I'm seeing where the double coming from. I'm seeing this. So if the Spurs could get it to game 7, Wemby should all right, I know what I'm going to have to do to have him be effective in that game 7. They've thrown everything at me. They pushed me out. They grabbed me. They done it all game. You should have it figured out when it gets towards 7 games.
Spurs by 8.
You like the Spurs to
Spurs
win
by 8 games.
pretty comfortably.
I think it'll go. Oh, go ahead. Intro. Yeah.
Well, let's get into our favorite segment of every single show. That's the DraftKings Picks of the Night segment. Western Conference Finals hoops this Thursday night, Game 6. Do or die for the San Antonio Spurs versus OKC. Who do you think wins and by how much, Danny?
I think the Spurs get this one. I think they bounce back. And I think I said 8. It's like 6-8, but I think it's going to come down to like free throws. It'll be a 4 to 6 point game, and then it'll be decided by free throws at the end. Probably end up winning by like 6-8.
What about you, Paul?
I think they win easily. I mean, think about this. OKC, every single player played well.
Yeah.
Every one of them. They're not all going to. Caruso, everybody. Down the line, Hardenstein, Chad, McCain, all of them played great.
Yeah.
Like,
Hardenstein,
like that's
man.
hard to do.
Yeah.
All of your important players played great at the same time. That's not going to happen in OKC on the road. You see McCain fell off. He carried the momentum from the crowd because he made one shot, made the L1, then he just was rolling. Yeah. And the crowd kept him going. So I got San Antonio by double figures.
Yeah, to me, I think OKC closes it out. I just think they're just the more
In 6.
in 6.
Ooh,
Yeah.
so
Yeah. I think OKC.
Whoa.
I think OKC ends the series. I just think they're the more put together. They're like a machine.
They look more
almost.
comfortable.
Yeah.
The Spurs
And
look like
as
they're
a
on their heel.
group,
Like they look young. You're seeing the age, so you're like not
Yeah.
confident.
I'm
OKC
just
don't
like,
ever look desperate. They look like they're comfortable.
They seem to be under control, and again, like they're not the ones committing fouls 50 feet from the basket to put a guy on the line.
Yeah,
You don't do that
yeah.
shit when you got fouls to give.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
That was bonehead
these
stuff.
time and
Yeah,
situation
yeah.
stuff, down and distance, as they say in football. Like OKC is just like 4 levels better at that mental part of the game. And another thing I'll say, I'm still waiting on Shea to have his signature game in this series. Because I would say Game 5 was not he didn't play well.
No.
He shot it horribly. He was throwing the ball all over the place.
So
like,
you think Game 6 is going to be his signature game?
I'm waiting for it.
Okay.
And, you know,
I think it might come in Game 7, honestly.
the team with that championship medal, to me, they got to do it. Like, at some point, like, Shea's going to put the game together where he's not turning the ball over all crazy and he's making his jump shots. And I think that'll happen in Game
Man,
6.
I don't agree. I think Shea played very well.
I'm holding him to his standard.
No, but like even
Not
like think
not
about this.
Everybody else's standard.
No, but think about this. The man made 16 free throws. That's demoralizing. it really is. It really like if I look up and I got 16 free throws,
9
I'm looking
assists.
at y'all like I bullied y'all tonight.
Yeah.
9
like-
assists, too.
Yeah, 9 assists. Even though he didn't shoot great like he usually does, he turned the ball over. Like 16 free
turnovers.
throws by one man is a lot, bro. Like that's demoralizing.
Yeah. Even all of that being said, I think he could play better.
I mean,
Yeah,
like I
hey,
said,
yeah, that's
you know
how
what I mean?
that's how great he is.
Yeah, like you said, P, he might figure this shit out Game 6
That's
or
what I'm
7.
saying.
He's superstar
I
now. He
don't-
knows
I
how
don't-
they guarding him, so
don't-
it might be
it can-
happening.
Shea
I don't
could
know
be
if
the
it happens
one
in
that's-
San Antonio, though. I don't know if it happens in San Antonio. It might happen back home.
We'll see. And we don't know who the crew chief is going to be for the game yet.
I don't see Shea
That
going. You know
matters.
what? To be honest, I don't see Shea going under 30 the rest of this series.
Yeah.
Facts.
I don't see him
Anyway,
going
yeah,
under
I think
30.
OKC wins a nice, like, comfortable.
And-
You
and
think
San
they'll-
Antonio.
Yeah, like 7-8 points. They
Damn.
won in San Antonio in Game 6. I
Yeah.
mean, excuse
3.
me, in Game 3. So it's not like they can't do it. They've shown that they got the ability. So we'll see. All right. So Paul said he doesn't think Shea gets under 30. He's over 30 for the rest of the series.
No doubt. No doubt.
Let's get into Wemby because at best he has 2 more games. Back against the wall for the first time in the playoffs. They haven't gone down 3 games. This is the
Yeah.
first time in his career he's facing elimination.
Yeah.
What do you think he does in terms of scoring?
I think he comes to life, man. He has to. He better. I think he'll have over 26.
Got you.
And then probably he has to get over 12 rebounds. So,
Got
like,
you.
I know his points, rebound, assists, or PAR, whatever you want to do, has been 44 has been the line. He has to get that. I think he gets that in Game 6.
What about you, Paul? What do you think he does in terms of the boards and the scoring?
I think as far as the scoring, he's going under. But the beautiful thing about Wemby, he can affect the game dramatically without scoring all those points.
Right.
You know, so I don't think he has high-level points, but I do expect him to be better rebounder and block more shots for Game 6. So I'm going to go under on the points, over on the rebounds.
Yeah, I could see Wemby easily getting 27, over 27 points. The rebounds, I don't know, man.
I think he's going to give you like a 23 and 18, something like
You
that.
hope so, man.
It's tough.
Hartenstein's been kind of really neutralizing.
It's that, and, you know, OKC is taking a lot of jump shots, and a lot of times they're drawing them into the action where they're shooting The jump shot's taking him away
For
from the
sure.
rim.
We
So,
forget a lot of his rebounds is him throwing the ball to himself, like he being in the paint closer to the basket where he gets 2 and 3.
So you're saying offensive rebounds and stuff, he should be able to get in the double
six
digits.
offensive rebounds,
I like
7
that.
defensive. You know what I'm saying?
I like that. So we think Wemby finally cracks the double digits in rebounds in this, again, his first ever elimination game. That was our Picks of the Night segment presented by the great folks over at DraftKings. Make sure you go download the DraftKings Sportsbook app today. Use NFG at sign out.
All right, the championship is here, and this is actually perfect timing since we teamed up with DraftKings Sportsbook.
That's right. Thanks to DraftKings Sportsbook for sponsoring this.
And for new customers, listen up. This is simple.
New DraftKings customers who bet just $5 get $100 in bonus bets instantly, and plus a profit boost every single day of the NBA playoffs.
Hold on. Say that again for the people in the back.
New DraftKings customers who bet just $5 get $100 in bonus bets instantly, and plus a profit boost every single day of the NBA playoffs.
I'm ready. Let's do the damn thing.
Bet player props, points, assists, rebounds, all the stat sheet stuffers you hear discussed on the show. Or bet live as the adjustments happen in real time.
From the opening tip to the final possession, every bucket, every dime, every clutch takeover matters. And DraftKings Sportsbook keeps you locked in all the way through, from the first round to the finals.
So make sure you sign up using promo code NFG.
That's promo code NFG. Don't mess it up.
The crown is yours.
Look, man, there's a reason why every time we play pickup, somebody want to guard me like it's game 7. Some things just make sense.
They've been doing this for over 35 years, fighting for the people. People just like us, just like all of y'all listening.
When we say large, we mean large. Morgan & Morgan has over 100 offices, more than 1,000 lawyers nationwide. That's not a law firm, that's a whole squad. When hiring Morgan & Morgan, it's like hiring an army that has your back.
And the numbers speak for themselves. They've recovered over $25 billion from more than 500,000 clients. Real results. Like in Florida, one client got like $12 million after the insurance company only offered $350,000. And in Pennsylvania, a client ended up with $29 million when the insurer's best offer was $500K.
But here's the thing. If you hire the wrong law firm, you might be beat before the game even starts. All law firms are not the same. And there's a reason Morgan & Morgan is America's largest injury law firm.
If you're ever injured, you can check out Morgan & Morgan.
Their fee is free unless they win.
For more information, go to forthepeople.com/NFG. That's forthepeople.com/NFG. Or you can dial pound LAW, that's pound 529 from your cell. This is a paid advertisement. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Danny, you just came back from Cleveland.
Yeah.
The mistake by the lake.
Damn! Cleveland, this is for you.
Game 4 of the Eastern Conference Finals, if we could even call it a game.
Yo.
My word. The Cavs had 3 chances to get a win after the game. Oh, what are you talking about? Yeah, they played 3 games after the game 1 debacle.
Yeah.
And it felt like it just got successively worse, game by game by game.
Their game 1 was the one to steal.
Yeah.
And even before it was said, I don't know, remember my prediction was in 5. Knicks have just been
Right.
playing that good of basketball. And I know Cavs fans been on me like, yo, you too harsh on our guy. I just have high expectations for him. But I'm not, Perk went crazy on him this morning or this afternoon.
Sure.
Because it was embarrassing, but I'm looking at it as a whole, like they had a good season. Like we predicted them to be in these conference finals. They got there, even with trading for James, like toward the end of the season. Didn't have a lot of minutes together with that group. 2 7-game series. Toronto, Detroit. Probably shouldn't have gone 7 in both those groups, but they did. They came out. They showed some mental fortitude. This was a combination of a team being better than you, even though James won't admit that, and them being fatigued,
Insane.
tired, physically, mentally, and emotionally, and then dropping that game 1, just mental warfare. Like, that is a combination of that. And these games were very lopsided. And, I mean, Don did what he could in game 4. He came to compete, but they didn't have enough. I mean, they shot 27% from 3 as a group. Usually Sam Merrill shoots better. Max Strus shoots better. You'll get something from Schroeder one night. He might help you win a game. You didn't get any of that in this series. James, again, look, he's older now. He's fatigued. Jared Allen, Evan Mobley, like, this is Evan's team. He's got to be more demonstrative and, like, taking command instead of taking a backseat to those guys. But this was just a better team winning. And this was a mismatch between teams when it comes down to it. Now it's like, all right, we had a great season. Terrible Eastern Conference Finals. Now we know where we got to get to, right? We got to prepare for – we got to get our roster and our front office, whatever, coaching staff to be able to beat the New York Knicks. And then, of course, in the West, OKC, San Antonio Spurs. These are the top 3 teams that are cream of the crop. And if we want to be contenders, we got to make sure we make the right moves to make that happen. So this offseason, they got some decisions to make. But ultimately, they had a good season, but just a terrible conference finals.
We'll get into the Knicks and all of the stuff associated with them getting to the finals, but I did think it was a good time to just talk about Cleveland, Paul, and, like, if you're a Cleveland fan, or let's just say, let's put the front office hat on, they got, like, a big offseason coming up because James is
coming back.
He can opt out of his contract, but most likely they had some agreement with him when they traded for him that they would redo his deal.
Yeah.
Donovan Mitchell is up for a maximum extension because I think he's finally hit his 10-year in the league.
Mm-hmm.
I think he could get the 35% max.
$70 million per.
Which, ends up being a
About
3-year
70.
extension, about $70 million per, which is the extension that Darryl gave Joel a couple years ago. That's just about to kick in next year. But, that's what they're faced with. Like, dude, what angle do you take here? Do you take the angle of, hey, man, Eastern Conference Finals, we got something to build on, we think we're much better than what we showed against the Knicks? Or do you look at this group and say, there's no realistic way to make Mobley, Mitchell, Harden, and Jared Allen into a team that seriously competes for a championship?
Yeah, a lot of questions to be answered this summer. I think, one, you sign the players back. You got to the Eastern Conference Finals. That's not overreact. You got there. People forget they had a one-day turnaround after two.
Yeah, they had no days off.
Two series. Yeah, they was the one team.
Games, 18 games with 1 day in between.
Yeah, they played 2 straight 7-game series with 1 day off in between the conference finals. So they, maybe I can use that. They got there though. So I think you build on having a whole training camp with these guys with James Harden.
Yeah.
Now you have to make some tweaks. Because you got to look at the Knicks. They was in the conference finals last year, the finals this year. So if I'm Cleveland, I'm like, hey, we can run that recipe. Like, we bring back our guys, maybe add to it. And I don't know, is there any questions? Do you bring Atkinson back?
They said he's safe.
Okay, you bring him back. Okay, that's fine. Or do you look to explore a trade to where you can get into the Giannis sweepstakes also? Yeah. You have to look at those things. You have to see what's out there to get better. Because you got to understand, sometimes staying the same, while teams are getting better, they'll pass you up. We saw Cleveland go from a number 1 seed to they were the 4th seed this year. Because teams got better. Mm-hmm. So they got to improve the roster, bring back, re-sign their guys, and then see what it's hitting for next year.
I think some changes need to happen, man.
I don't think major changes, though. No major changes.
I don't think it has to be crazy.
If you could turn.
So there's 2 ways to go about it. I like what P is saying. They can develop. I think Tyson was a good piece that they didn't have in rotation. Mm-hmm. You can develop. He'll get better next year. The kid Tomlin off the bench, like they didn't use Keon Ellis much. I don't know what's going on with that. So those are some decent pieces. But as constructed, they'd have to get lucky for, like, They need Boston to be unhealthy, New York to be unhealthy again. Because, again, these teams are coming back, and they are better than you.
Sure.
Detroit's coming back. They're going to, you beat them, but I think they come back, they probably will get better or be better than you. They're going to be younger, they're going to be fresher, catch you in the right situation. You guys are even with Detroit, even though they're number 1 seed, they have home court.
You got teams like Atlanta coming.
Yeah, teams are on their way.
Teams like
bro.
Orlando going to find a way to get better.
I think the Giannis sweepstakes is something you need to get it. Kenny, cool. I love that he kept his job. I love that he's there. I think he did a great job. I know this series made him look kind of crazy. Some of the things that he replied or said in the media, he could have said it in a different way. But I think he did a good coaching job for the most part. But, again, we don't know what's happening with LeBron James.
Do you look to trade Mobley if there's a potential you get LeBron or Giannis?
That's the conversation. So, I know you have the handshake deal with Harden, so you have to bring him back. But, I'm having the conversation with Bron first, see what he wants to do.
Could you imagine if James Harden got betrayed
again?
2 teams in a row? I mean, no, this would be the second team, but the Clippers came in between that.
Yeah.
Where, 2 times in a row you got the handshake agreement, and then you were so crap in the playoffs that people were like, fuck that handshake.
That'd be crazy.
It
would be crazy.
Tough.
I mean, mind you, he's gotten everywhere he's wanted to go. Everybody's been
he wanted to go there because clearly his people talked to Cleveland was like, we'll figure it out in the offseason.
Yeah, they're gonna be in the playoffs. I've not missed the playoffs yet, and they have money to be able to extend you that type of deal. Now his extension, now if they can get him at a lesser of a deal.
Because if he opts into his deal, I think it's only $13 million guaranteed.
Guaranteed. It's 42, but 13 guaranteed.
Which I'm sure Cleveland, realistically, if they wanted to be dicks, could be like, opt in. We're cutting you right afterwards.
They still lose a lot of that bread. They still be over the Is this team worth it to go over in the second apron again with?
So here's the thing. This is the team with the highest payroll in the NBA.
Yeah.
The Cavs.
And if they let James go, I think it puts him under $6 million. You know what I'm saying? Because it's best to even keep him or sign him and try to use him to get something in return. But you can't do that now.
I've been looking around at different stuff, different chatter, what people are saying. Some people are saying if they wanted to be proactive, it wouldn't even be Mobley. You just trade Donovan Mitchell, who right now definitely still has a high value. You got teams like Detroit and others looking for offensive punch. You never know what happened with the Spurs this offseason, if they feel like they need to hurry up and speed it up and get more offense in there next to Wemby. All kinds of people might get into it, and you just be like, look, this team doesn't have it. I get it. We got to the conference finals. Yeah. Dan Gilbert could say, look, man, I invested. We got Cleveland has the highest payroll in the NBA. You could say that. And some people, I know people that love looking at basketball as a spreadsheet exercise and be like, well, we could get under the cap and we could get draft picks and we could do that. But in real life, if you're the owner and the GM, the last time you were there was 2018. It took you 8 years to get back. Yeah. After LeBron, a long road of a rebuild.
Right.
The rebuild shit isn't fun. This is what's fun.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so I wouldn't blame the Cavs for being man, what's so bad about being a 53-win team that maybe doesn't win the championship?
And gets the Eastern Conference Finals. Still, the city's generating, it's buzzing. They're in the playoffs, multiple rounds.
Yeah. What's so bad? What's so bad about this? And compared to just being fuck it, let's be heartless and rebuild.
Yeah. Interesting, I wouldn't say stat, but every
team that's lost in the Eastern Conference Finals since 2022 has gone back the next year to make it to the NBA Finals.
Yeah, they came back and won it.
The Heat lost to Boston in 22, made it in 23. Boston lost to the Heat in 23, made it in 24. Indy lost to Boston in 24, made it in 25.
Wow.
The Knicks lost to Indy in 25, made it in 26. Now the Cleveland Cavaliers have lost in 26. Go put your money on this, folks. You heard it here first. See what kind of bets you can get for the Cavs to be the next Eastern Conference championship.
Wow. I mean, again, it's rare to keep a group.
I don't see it.
I mean, this is what it may happen. It takes for other pieces to move. The Knicks don't stay together.
How many of those teams had a point guard who's going to be 38 years old that season?
It's rare, yes.
Wow.
But it's rare to see a group stay together, like you said, Pete, for that long. There's a reason why college teams with juniors and seniors were good in the tournament, right? Mm-hmm. They've been together 3 or 4 years. So if they keep this group together, they have a better chance at being better. They haven't had a lot of time with James Harden. I'm with you. Him being 38, he's still a solid point guard. Regular season, he does great. Now it's the playoffs that's the issue.
What if some of your playoff experience includes what just happened to them against the Knicks? That's a bad experience. Yeah. That's a traumatic experience, bro. Like, that's the kind of experience motherfuckers get therapy over.
Yeah, I mean, again, I don't know who else is free agents for them. We'll see. Schroeder was solid for them for most of the year. This year, next year, I don't know.
The big stuff is what I think is going to end up happening is they're going to split the difference. They're going to try to shed some salary,
I
but
think
also
so too.
just keep this team together. And I think Jared Allen will probably end up being the guy that gets moved.
Yeah,
because a lot of teams need big man help. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You look at a team like the Lakers, who will be dying to get improvement at center, or just the Hawks.
Yeah,
they need an improvement at center. There's so many teams that need centers that we saw, have decent playoff runs this year. So I think that's what ends up happening. They shed payroll, keep the nucleus together, and figure we could learn from this and be better.
Yeah.
All right, folks, let's get into some power moves presented by the good folks at Morgan & Morgan, where size matters.
Shout out Lieutenant Dan.
Big question, man. That I've seen this on all of the talking head shows, Twitter, all over the place. Will winning the title make Jalen Brunson the greatest Knick of all time? Would that be the power move that makes him the greatest Knick ever, Danny?
I think it. I mean, he's definitely top 5. Because if you look at his stats, even his playoff stats, I think he has 36 or something crazy amount of 30-point playoff performances.
He's averaging 30 for the Knicks in the playoffs.
Like, I think he clears everybody by like good 10 performances. Mm-hmm. I think the next closest person, I think he has like 15, and he has like 26 or something like that. So yeah, he's done it in the playoffs. He showed up time and time again. He brought this team to a finals that hasn't done in 27 years. So yeah, I mean, it could put him in that conversation as the greatest Knick of all time. Like, I wouldn't be opposed. 26-point playoff, 30-point playoff career
26 games. Career 30-point playoff games.
And the next person is who? Is it Melo's on that list and somebody else? Maybe.
Only one of those games happened in Dallas.
Bernard
I believe that
King.
was a game that Luka missed, and Brunson went crazy in his last season over there.
By the Knicks, Chris. By the Knicks. Who are you saying? What are you saying?
No, 25 of those 26 games have happened for the Knicks.
Pat Ewing, number 18. So he's behind him by 8 games.
Yeah. Look, Brunson is...
Does this make him the greatest Knick?
If they were to win the championship. Not just getting
He'll be in the conversation 100%.
Yeah.
I mean, because you're talking about a guy that led them. He's leading them, of course. But,
Bernard King.
I can't... I mean, this will be 4 years as a Knick. You got to throw in guys that's been there, like Patrick Ewing, so many years. And even though if Brunson win it, he still wouldn't be greater than Patrick Ewing because you won. I mean, just because if you look at Patrick's career as a Knick, as an overall. But if Brunson continues to play there, and then we say, all right, after like 8 or 9 years being a Knick, with the championship, he's able to put up more All-Star games and better stats, then he'll definitely be in the conversation for the number one.
Yeah, Walt Frazier won 2. People don't realize
Willis
how
Reed
great
got
like,
2 chips.
Yeah,
2
Willis Reed were the cornerstone of that team.
Yeah, Willis Reed is the greatest Knick now.
Yeah, won an MVP as a Knick, which I think he's the only Knick MVP ever.
Yeah.
So he won an MVP as
chips.
a Knick, 2 championships, Finals MVP. I would say Willis Reed or Walt Clyde Frazier probably, because again they delivered the hardware for the Knicks, the only hardware that exists in franchise history. And Pat Ewing, I would say individually, just the longevity of what he did for the Knicks puts him in that conversation.
Right.
But like, man, if in year 4 Jalen Brunson and this group were able to deliver,
he's top 5.
Oh yeah, easily.
Carmelo was 10-time All-Star as a Knick, or just 10-time All-Star?
No.
I'm gonna say not as a Knick.
Hell no.
I'm like,
he got to the Knicks in 2011.
Yeah, 11, 12.
Or 12.
Yeah. So like 4 or 5.
So he got drafted in Denver in 2003. He made a bunch of
7
All-Star teams in Denver.
7 as a Knick. 2012, 2017. Yeah. Out of his 10, he has 7 as a Knick.
Pretty
damn
good.
Pretty damn good.
Melo, pretty good Knick, man.
Yeah, even Melo's still in the top. He's a top 5 Knick to me.
Yeah, Melo's up there, but again, Melo. I think they went to the second round one time. They had that great 50-something win season. Tyson Chandler and all of those guys. That was a really fun team. They ended up losing to the Pacers in the second round. Miami ended up going to the finals, but man, what Brunson is doing this playoff run again is something we've never seen. Yeah. 11 straight points.
Their team too, bro. They're winning by fucking double digits.
They're just destroying people. And people keep saying, "Oh, it's the Eastern Conference." Like, guys, this is the playoffs, and people don't do this shit in the regular season.
Yeah.
You don't beat teams by 38, and then 2 games later, you're beating teams by 40-something. Like, this is not a thing.
The same team. Like, usually regular season, they play the same team, they lose.
Incredible basketball. And all of these guys have bought into a team concept where, yeah, Jalen has times where he takes over, like at the end of game 1, but a lot of times it's like other guys just playing with so much energy and off-ball movement and playing, like, sacrificing for one another by cutting hard and setting good screens and getting out in transition. It's just been a real team effort, man. And so Jalen Brunson being able to spearhead this, and again, like, if you're a Knicks fan, nothing's come close to this since 1999. Like, we talked about this on Sunday, but, like, I sent y'all the 2015 Knicks on the last home game of the season.
Yeah.
My man Galloway was giving that speech like he was the team leader. Langston Galloway, I like watching him hoop.
Now, let me ask you this. Say the Knicks win it all and Karl Towns get MVP. Where does he rank in Knicks lure?
I think Karl Towns is going to be
in 2 years.
I'm telling you, he's going to be shooting up the charts. Because you got to figure, if they win this championship, like, this Knicks team is just never going to get broken up.
Yeah.
They're going to end up playing the next 3, 4, 5 years. And all of these guys are fairly young.
And because Jalen also took that cut, right? So
that puts Karl Towns up there as one of the great. If he gets the finals MVP.
Does this make Minnesota's trade look crazy?
Hell no. Hell no. I don't think so at all. I don't think so at all. And I understand Julius Randle was terrible.
Not terrible, but he wasn't great.
In the playoffs this year.
Okay. But yes, you went to the Western Conference Finals with Cat.
Man, it looked crazy when they first said it.
Last year,
I said it when it happened. I thought it was a terrible trade when it happened.
Man,
Julius made it look better last year.
Yeah.
But I was like, that was a mistake.
I thought the Knicks did the right thing.
Of course the Knicks did. I'm talking about the Minnesota Timberwolves.
But there were people, though, that were like, oh, you gave up DiVincenzo. Oh, you gave up a lot. And
yeah,
blah, blah, blah.
Knicks did what they were supposed to do. Minnesota didn't do what they were supposed to do. If you're going to give up big, it wasn't supposed to be Cat. It should have been Rudy.
Yeah, but Cat had more value.
No, they didn't want to pay him. They didn't want to pay him.
And was paid way longer out.
They didn't want to pay him.
For more money. And I think the logic was like, we can't pay 2 players who are actually centers $100 million a year. Right?
Yeah.
And if we're keeping, like, the whole thing was like they had to trade for Rudy.
Yeah, they had to do that.
Because Cat couldn't play center over there full time, defensively.
I'm keeping it together, bro.
Yeah,
I mean, went to the Western Conference Finals. That was a team.
I get it.
And now you got OKC and San Antonio, and you got no bigs to face them motherfuckers. Now you get dogged.
It was a money. It was a
spend the money. The cap is going up each year.
It was a money trade.
What we doing?
What we doing?
For
real. You went to the conference finals and traded your piece
away. What the fuck we doing, P?
Look,
you trade Cat. What we doing?
At the time,
that's true.
I said this is wild.
Cat was not coming off of, especially in the Western Conference Finals. He just wasn't amazing. He looked pretty bad against Dallas. I remember what they were saying at the time. Look, I agree with you. I thought the Knicks, they added a game-changing offensive player. The dude, like, shoots from 30 feet out, can actually legitimately post people
and now
up,
you can
like,
show you can
highly
pass.
skilled. It's just obvious talent upgrade easily.
The reason why he's paid that
Julius
much.
Randle in the playoffs, my God, with the Knicks, holy moly, yo,
Right.
he was consistently shooting in the 30s.
I mean, you know what though? That's easy to say now because last year they went to the conference finals, Minnesota, and we were like, "Oh, it was a good trade,
Everybody's like, yeah.
good trade for both
Some
teams."
It
people
looked
were
better.
saying, did
I
Minnesota
mean, come
win
on,
the trade
yeah,
last year?
come on. So
I
it's
said it was
easy
good.
to
That's what
say.
people were
I said it
saying.
was
Yeah.
terrible first, then I said, all right, he's starting to even out. That's what I said.
Come
But
on
I
now,
was like, yo,
no, we
this is
can't
terrible.
go
I'm
back
I thought it was
on
the
it.
worst trade in history, bro. Honestly, bro, when it
I wouldn't say
happened,
it's the worst
when it
trade
happened,
in
I said this is
history.
the worst. Like, yo, you went to the Western Conference.
Yeah.
Luckily, Julius made it look good, but like again, is he older than Cat? He's a little older than Cat, right?
They're around the same age. Julius Randle can't be that much older. Cat's 29. Julius Randle got to be right around there.
I don't know, man. Is Cat 29?
Yeah, but it's an even trade.
Oh,
30,
Julius Randle's
31.
31. He got
About to-
2 years on Cat.
He'll be 32 this year.
Yeah. I just know the Knicks in the
Cat
playoffs
is-
with Julius Randle. Every single year in the playoffs, Julius
Cat's
Randle
30.
was a bad offensive
Yeah.
player.
Yeah,
So he'll turn 32. He'll turn 31. So they're 1 year apart. They're both in November, right? That's what it looked like.
You got an opportunity to bring in Karl Anthony Towns, who is just like
1 year apart.
such a dynamic offensive piece. To me, it was like, no brainer for the Knicks. I get the money is fucked up, but it's like the team around Brunson and all of them
yeah.
was just so much better than they originally thought. And so it's like, man, if we could get an actual all-star in here, we could really do some things.
Right.
And then, they went out and got OG, which, again, at the time I thought was a no-brainer.
Yeah.
They went out and got Bridges. Like, hey, man.
Wasn't sure about that one. 5 picks.
Well, so, again, for me,
He comes alive in the playoff, though.
if you're the Knicks and you
It's
think
worth
you're
it
close
now
to a
today.
It's worth
It's
it.
You
worth
think
it
you're
now.
close to a championship, and obviously you were chasing Boston. I never questioned the trade.
Because
Me.
you needed the guy that
You
can guard.
needed,
Another
yeah.
big wing.
And guess what?
It's a
They
lot.
beat Boston
He
last
gave
year.
up a lot to get. And he showed up. He showed up in
Yeah.
the playoffs. He showed up.
Yeah.
So
it's definitely worth it now. But again, I
Definitely.
thought when that Cat trade happened, I was like, Minnesota's making a mistake, bro. Especially you need those two bigs with Jokic. Like Julius is great, but like to guard Jokic, and then we didn't know what Wemby.
They
like,
just
now
went
it's
for
Wemby.
they went for a defensive identity,
Mm-hmm.
And that's why OKC went and got Hartenstein.
yeah. No, OKC got beat up in
Like you need the bigs now.
2024.
Luckily Steven Adams went down, but Steven Adams, Sengun, like they're doing bigs a lot in the West, bro.
Yeah.
You gave up your Karl Anthony Towns and kept Rui.
Also, but again, they're like, we have Nas Reed, who is, again, obviously not as good as Cat. But if you want to play that money game as
Yeah.
ownership, you could be like, yo, we got a big that shoots threes. We got
Yeah.
Nas Reed.
right?
Which obviously we know that, like, that's crazy. But, like, I understood the logic at the time,
Yeah. Didn't want to pay. You don't want to continue to keep paying
Didn't
him.
want to
I
pay
get
the
it.
guy.
Sometimes you got to come out your pockets, man. When you want to Boston, they got a championship.
Nah, I
Came
feel
out their
it.
pockets.
Listen,
you know what I'm saying?
I
Knicks coming out their
completely
pockets a
agree.
little bit. Cleveland coming out their pockets, not necessarily getting there, but
But I
Yeah.
respect it.
come out your pockets,
Ownership,
bro. You get what
these
you pay for.
billionaires coming out and being like, look, we're going to pay.
A lot of times you get what you pay for.
So I want to ask you guys, who do you think the Knicks should want to play in the finals?
I don't think it matters at this point. At first, healthy teams, I would have said San Antonio because
Me
they
too.
had a great matchup against San Antonio.
And
Wemby
just the
struggled.
younger team.
Younger
you know what I
Wemby
mean?
struggled with that
Yeah.
big lineup.
Yeah.
Like Mitchell Robinson, like he's struggling right now with Isaiah being like physical with him.
Feeling like you could make Wemby play out in the perimeter, draw him
Keep-
away from
you
the
can
basket.
keep him
with
out the
Cat
paint.
shooting,
Mind you,
Jalen shooting.
they took advantage of him going for contested shots and getting rebounds. Like those bigger guards will get rebounds.
Right.
So I thought that was the best matchup. But OKC being down, like it don't even matter. They fighting.
I think they're playing well enough. They should feel like
They can. It don't matter who come
we're
out
going to be
these.
able to play
Yeah.
with these guys.
Yeah,
With the confidence that they're showing.
This is
Paul.
the year though. If they don't get it this year,
I mean, look,
this
man.
is the year.
this is the
when
year.
you get to the finals, like, you put yourself in position.
Yes,
you
you,
know
do.
what I mean? Like,
It takes a little bit of timing, luck, but this
Yeah.
is the year because if they don't get it this year,
what?
that Larry is living in the West for the next fucking decade.
Wow.
Like,
We'll see.
with OKC, Spurs, said Houston getting better, like Minnesota, like those teams getting better. The West
Listen,
is going
man,
to be
there's no easy road to win it.
no.
I mean, you're either going to be playing against the two-time MVP,
Right.
or you're going to be
Defending champions.
defending champs, or you're going to be playing against a guy who the league has never seen anything
alien,
like
yeah.
before.
Yeah.
That just goes to show it's so hard
But
to
this
win
is the year because he's gonna
championship.
come back. They're gonna both those teams are gonna get back stronger, deeper, better. Like those teams are gonna be better next year. So they got to get it done this year.
Yeah, when you play as well as these guys have played for literally
Man,
a
they
month,
hooping, bro. They looking like
a
the 2017
month
Warriors,
straight,
bro.
It's insane.
Like the point differential is like
It's
2017 Warriors.
Yeah.
So the team that I've seen people compare them to is 2011 Dallas, who basically they had a good regular season, but nobody when the playoffs started, nobody was like, "Yo, Dallas is gonna
Yeah.
win the championship."
Yeah, true that.
You know what I mean? They kind of caught lightning in a bottle and end up beating LeBron and them.
But Dallas's role prepared them
Fair.
for the finals.
Yeah.
Like,
They
I
beat
mean,
the
I'm not.
defending champs.
You know, they beat.
Who else did they play?
Miami.
They beat the. I think they beat OKC.
Yeah,
They
they
beat
beat
the Lakers. They beat the
They
Lakers.
beat the Lakers.
Yeah.
Yeah, they beat
You
the Lakers.
know.
Beat OKC. I forget who they played in the first round, but I remember the Laker
Their
game
role.
that
They
deciding
swept
Laker
the
game.
Lakers, didn't they?
Yeah, I think so, and beat them by like 30
Yeah.
in that
I
last
thought
game.
it might have been
their
4-1,
role.
but they beat the shit out of
And
them.
Andrew Bynum tried to like clothesline
JJ Barea.
And
I
you gotta
remember that.
forget, Dallas had, not at the time they were all stars, but they had 4 Hall of Famers, I believe. I mean, because J Kidd's Hall of Famer,
Round one, they played
Portland.
Portland,
Yeah.
swept the Lakers,
yeah.
beat OKC,
4-1.
the
Damn.
Young Pups, 4-1 in the Western Conference Finals. Damn, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, look
And
how many
then-
Hall of Famers they beat.
Beat Miami 4-2, and then man, that's so crazy because the Spurs came into the Western Conference Finals. They ended up winning like 10 straight, and had won 10 straight in the regular season. So they would had won 20 straight, then lost 4 straight to the Thunder.
Yeah, that was that year. That was that year we lost to them. What
You
year
know
was
what
that?
I mean?
I know you're talking about.
2012.
Yeah, we lost it. We were up 2-0 on them, and we lost 4 straight.
But
to
yeah, a
them.
lot of people say Dallas might be the comp because Dallas, again, were not regular season killers.
Yeah.
And then in the playoffs, they just put that shit together, man.
Yeah, true that, yeah.
You know
Wait,
what
this
I
is
mean?
2011. 2011. What year is this? Was this the year? This was before the lockout, right?
This was before the lockout, yeah. 2012 was the lockout year.
This was the year I think San Antonio was 1 seed. We lost to Memphis as 8 seed, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they
think
got
that's
to
when it
avoid. They got to avoid y'all, but damn,
Yeah, minor dislocate. But yeah, OKC being in the Western Conference Finals that early, they were young.
Mm-hmm.
They had some. They had some go getters on that team, bro.
So yeah, we'll see, man. The Knicks have they got so much time off.
They like-
Does
Yeah,
that hurt them or
days.
help them?
Yeah, I think it helps. 'cause
I mean,
OG
well, OG was dealing with a hamstring
Yeah,
Yeah,
injury.
he's on, like- I think
they
he's
need
on
So
him
he
to
can
get
get-
right, and he looked the
good.
last 2 games. He looked much better than the first 2 games.
yeah,
Right.
more confident, jumping
Yeah.
a little bit more. But now he gets 8 days of
Catching
rest.
alley oops and shit.
So like that helps the hamstring a lot.
Yeah,
You know?
Yeah, without a doubt.
I think the rest is good. I get
I'll
it.
take
They're-
and mind you, they don't start at home the series, so they don't expect it to be like
Yeah.
game 1 to be like.
Right.
If they come out with rust, they can still game 2 over in the West
Yeah.
and come back home.
Yeah,
It's more pressure when you start off at
I
home.
mean,
Right.
you fresh,
In game
these
1.
2 teams beating each other up.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm taking the rest, bro. Especially with them. Everybody's got.
I'll
bumps and
take the
bruises.
rest too.
yeah. Looking forward to the finals, man. Let's get into Coach of the Year.
Okay, got the
Joe
award. Huh?
Mazzulla probably gonna throw it in the trash, knowing him. But Joe Mazzulla led the Celtics to a 56-26 record, his 4th straight 50-win campaign with Boston, despite Tatum being unavailable for much of the year. At 37 years old, he's the youngest NBA Coach of the Year award winner since Phil Johnson in 1974-75. The Celtics won 64 games in the NBA championship behind Joe Mazzulla in 2024. And his career coaching record now stands at 238-90, 726.
73%.
The highest
winning
win percentage by any NBA head coach in the regular season. The Celtics are also 36-21 under Mazzulla in the playoffs. He gave his whole speech about Coach of the Year doesn't mean anything, blah, blah, blah. Everything is emptiness and all of the crazy shit Joe Mazzulla be on. But I think he obviously deserved to win Coach of the Year. I
Yeah.
think we all picked him on the show
Yeah.
to get the award. So
Yeah.
congrats to Coach Mazzulla.
Congrats to them. Shout out to other
And
coaches
his
that could have.
staff, too.
Yeah. They did a good job.
Because they did a great job with that group.
I know Jordan Ott was in there, Mitch Johnson, JB Bickerstaff. Like, they were all pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I know Tiago Splitter got some late. There's some coaches this year that actually put up some good like turnaround seasons for groups that we didn't expect them to hoop. Like,
If we could give it for the playoffs, we'd be giving it to Mike Brown.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, shouts to Joe Mazzulla. Oh, JB came in second. Mitch Johnson came in third. Charles Lee came in fourth.
is this his first Coach of the Year award?
Yeah.
Okay.
Man,
Okay, Joe.
top four vote getters are black coaches.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
For Showski. Congrats to all
That's
those
what's up.
guys.
Charles Lee, number 4. That's dope, bro.
Yeah.
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 That's a Mazzulla acolyte right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
He's from the Mazzulla tree. So shouts to him.
Word.
All right, folks, that's our show for today. Make sure you subscribe to the No Files Given YouTube page. Make sure you like this video, hit the notification bell. If you're listening to this on audio form, leave us a 5-star review, write us a review. We'll see you guys next time. Peace out.
Peace.
This has been a Playmaker production.